Surely they would have, the fact that nobody would have noticed the rules, nobody would have gone ahead and said, guys, don't do this. This is dangerous. And these are crazy bureaucrats and they have the law on their side.
So easily avoidable. So easily avoidable.
And then CONMEBOL says, oh no, let's go ahead. And because that's what Argentina says, that once they're there, they do what CONMEBOL says. And CONMEBOL keeps saying, oh, let's go ahead.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, but because for CONMEBOL, you could not. That game had to be played. This is the biggest game. There was like 200 countries in the world ready to watch the game.
Precisely because the game has to be played, and there's a global pandemic. You make sure everything is correct, and you help the FAs.
You could see why they went. They keep saying go ahead, but you can't do that if you're not certain that the game will go ahead. Because what's going to happen now? You can't give the game lost to Argentina. You can't give the game lost to Brazil because I think we will all agree that it's neither really their fault. You could have said, Scaloni, don't pick those 4 players, or at least they played Venezuela, they played the next game, but they don't play in Brazil. Okay, maybe, but it's still not their fault. They were told they can play the game.
Yeah, I mean...
So what you do? 0 point for no one,
well,
and
this is the thing.
On.
So in terms of the next step, CONMEBOL, I noticed when they finally did tweet about this, sort of their second tweet was like, this is now FIFA's responsibility. Okay, nice one. Okay. Yeah. So I'm looking at this, and there's 2 elements. One is, like you said, what do you do about this game? Can you make out this game in the calendar?
You can't reschedule it.
I think
there's no
the
time.
answer is no, because the calendar is super tight. Yeah. Because again, a reminder, CONMEBOL qualifying is 18 matches. It goes on forever. Yeah. We already have a triple header in this break because they decided not to consider Copa America for qualifying. They decided to go ahead with the Copa America. I think they had valid reasons to go ahead with the Copa America, by the way. I'm not blaming them for that.
But they could not play the qualifiers back in...
But the qualifiers before, I think that was one where they should have come up with a better solution rather than leaving them 0 margin. So do you agree, first of all, that the game cannot be rescheduled?
Yes, it's kind of possible because of the calendar. But the correct decision would be this one, would be to play again, because it's right. It's not Argentina FA has the fault because of what was made when they got in Brazil, when they were admitted in Brazil. But then everything that happened after that, it was not Argentina's fault, it was not Brazil's FA fault. So how are we gonna solve it? So, it should be played again, but it's impossible.
So if it's impossible,
play just with players who play in Brazil and players who play in Argentina. None of the players in Europe can play the game.
And we thought that would happen before everything, because when the Brazilian players weren't allowed to come in, and we thought that from La Liga also they wouldn't come, from Ligue 1. And we said we had some years ago the Super Classic of America, with only the Brazilian and Argentinian players who play here in South America. But I don't know what's going to happen now.
Actually, you know what?
That would be cool. That would be really cool.
That would be the best solution. Yeah. Play the game again. Have a special, there's more flexibility with the South American League, especially this time of year, right? Just simply play it with players in Brazil and players in Argentina. Yeah. I'm going to hazard a guess that Brazil would be heavily favored if you did that.
But
okay, so that's not going to happen, we assume, although maybe that, I think
Carlos Tevez is available. Carlos Tevez can play for Argentina.
So FIFA is going to have to make a decision on this. They're going to have to apportion blame. If we have to go with levels of blame here, I think the Argentine FA, based on what you told us as well, not so much for the false documents, for me at least. I'm not looking at... Okay, Gustavo, you don't know this, but I hate 99% of lawyers, and I generally don't like the law, okay? Just to be very clear. But, so based on the first thing about not filling out the forms correctly, I think that's a bit stupid. It's a crime.
Yes.
But the second thing, once they're there with CONMEBOL, with the Brazilian FA, and they're saying, hey, we obviously all screwed up. If you just leave these 4 guys in the hotel and don't put them in your starting lineup, this game can be played. That is where the Argentine FA moves over into fault, for me. Seriously. Brazilian FA, of course, they're responsible because they could have done more to go and check and give the information and so on. I'm wondering if the best solution isn't just to punish both and just give them 0 points.
Yeah, I think that's what's
for this
most
game.
Likely to happen.
They'll still qualify. But I still prefer the idea of playing Brazil versus Argentina.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.